Yeah.
Cool. All right.
So just just to have an idea, state the name of your band, names, and what do you do in the band?
Right. We're the Lurxx,
And
and
we
we play
play
Nature
Nature
Warrior
Warrior
Glam
Glam
Punk.
Punk.
And I'm Chavi, and I'm the vocalist, guitarist, and bass player.
And I'm Sunny, and I'm a recorder girl, and I also play lead guitars, and I sing harmony vocals, and I'm our bass player.
Yeah, we're both we're not fighting about it though. We're just both bass players.
Are we not fighting about it? No, like
No, we're not
so,
fighting
no,
about
we
it.
just sometimes have two basses in one song, and that's all peaceful then.
Yeah.
I love it. I listened to the album, Exile from Mainstream, and I was like, I first of all, I love the title, and I was
Thank
just
you.
because it kind of goes with the break that you guys took, because I did read that you guys. I was kind of stalking you guys a little bit, so you took a break. So I really loved Monsoon a lot, and I loved all the
Cool.
songs. So like because I was expecting it to be like a loud, crazy song, but I just like the vibe of it overall because it was so unexpected. But can you tell me the writing process of this and like how to go and what you guys were doing?
Yeah, so Monsoon, that was a really quick one actually. I wrote it started with that bass riff because it starts with that and that was a bass riff that I was just playing around with, and then Sunny instantly started singing the Monsoon vocal over it, even with that word.
Yeah,
Like to you, it just sounded like a monsoon
yeah.
rain for some.
I remember. I think I was in the kitchen making coffee or something, and I just heard this bass line, and I just started singing "Rain on the Roof, Monsoon," and that was it. Yeah,
Yeah, and then
that was the chorus.
and I think then we had that, and I think then because it's about because Monsoon is really about kind of washing away the shitty world as it is now and like starting a new better world, right? Which is what we want.
Yeah.
And I don't know how we came up with that, like what the monsoon could be. I suppose we probably had a conversation about that then, like what type of.
I don't know. I think it was kind of instantly very clear to me. Like I remembered and just like
Sure.
sitting down with pen and paper and writing these lyrics down. I think that was like you were saying,
Yeah,
pretty
pretty
quick
quick, right? Yeah.
process. Yeah.
It's kind of cool when a song can come together quickly because sometimes even the songs that come together quickly are like the songs that are just like magical just to create. So like especially when you both are writing or when you're writing music, what inspires you the most? Like, what's something that you were like, this, I gotta write this down, like right now? What was that?
Conversations, I think.
Yeah, I think things in nature that we see or that we read about and conversations that we're having with each other.
Because we're like blah 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 blah
Yeah,
all the
I think
time.
we do everyone's head in, like we're just
Yep.
in it's like we've spent pretty much all our lives together and we've just been talking the entire time. It feels like.
It comes out with great music.
And I mean, it sounds incredibly non-lyrical, but I think the way that I write lyrics quite often is that I actually make a list of bullet points what I want to be in the song, and then I turn it into poetry. But it's relatively
It's like an
structured.
academic approach
Yeah,
to lyric writing.
I would find A, B, C, D in the
See,
song.
I don't write like that at all.
No,
When I
no.
write lyrics, I retrieve them from somewhere inside of me.
That is
And
so fucking hilarious. Sorry, are we allowed to say bad words?
Fuck you, I don't
say anything you want.
care.
All
Say
right.
fuck, I don't care.
All right, fuck. Yeah, because yeah, it's really funny because we both write lyrics, but we write really, really differently. So the way that Chavi writes is very subconsciously.
Yeah.
So he'll seriously roll his eyes back into his skull so that you only see that white, and then he'll be like, I'll just retrieve the lyrics. And then he just kind of sits there with this blank expression, and then all of a sudden, like a few minutes later, he just like comes back and takes the pen and just like jots it down like all the stuff that he found deep inside somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're really different there,
Very
like
different. Yeah.
in our lyric writing.
To me, how people write because like everybody writes different. Nobody writes the same.
Yeah.
But it's cool. Like it just rolls through you. I mean, I'm like struggling. I'm like, what do I write about now? Like that's really cool. So I heard that some of the stuff is about environmental science. So can you go into that more in detail?
Yeah. So an environmental scientist. That's my day job. So I studied marine environmental protection and sustainability studies. Uh, and I'm actually an environmental educator. So my main job is that I go into primary schools and I talk to kids about like climate change, water footprint, and now heat, extreme heat. I kind of put things into perspective, biodiversity, things like that. Um, and that's what really interests me about science is to communicate science. So every time, already when I was studying, I was always interested in kind of bringing the science to the people. And I just think that through music and art is such a great way of doing that because you just reach different people as well. Because very often when I also do outreach stuff to like with a local charity for adult people, but it's always the same. It's most of the time it's like the same white middle class people that just go through all the bird watching events or whatever. And I think with rock music, it's just such a completely different audience, and a lot of our songs kind of draw on actual science and put it in a poetic frame. Like for example, Mother Tree, which is about tree communication, and I mean there's science behind that. The way that like the trees communicate with the mycorrhiza fungi, and they're telling each other things and exchanging water and sugar. Um, and then we write a song about that, and when we play live we tend to explain a little bit of background story. And we just had this gig just some nights ago where we jumped in last minute because another band had to pull out in this punk gig, and it was really like classic. It was like a pub, um classic punks in the sense of these were all like old school punks from the late 70s, early 80s. Like they were all old, like old punks, old school punks, but old punks, and like really like rough people, missing teeth, very working class, very kind of like bald old skinheads, and like these kind of like people where you walk in and you think like, okay, let's see how they like our
Well, I like a song about eel migration,
yeah,
right?
and they loved it, and they came up to it afterwards, and they were like, there was like this one guy, like this oldish skinhead guy, who just came up to me and was like, "This, I related so much to this." And it's just, I really think music has that power of just touching people in this way that he would probably not go. I mean, I don't know him, I don't want to judge him, but he didn't look like he would go and pick up a scientific article and read it. But he just related to the topic, and it touched something inside of him. And we get this so often.
Especially with your the live recordings. When I see the videos, I'm like, damn, there's so much energy. I'm like, I wish I was there. So like it's really cool how that translates, and you can just basically you can just own anybody in the audience, basically. I will say that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like, so because like the music is so unique but individual, and it's like but it's perfect because it's basically a describing science, and people, anybody can relate to that because all of us should care, about
Yes,
what's going on.
exactly.
I mean, it's very important
Yeah.
to care about now that's really that you wanted to discuss. Like anything that you want to talk about, like any issues that should be discussed.
Oh, I think
Go for it.
for me, I think one of the root causes that we keep detecting, one of the root causes of a lot of problems, in our opinion, is speciesism, like the idea that humans have that they're somehow at the center of things and that all other species are below them in importance. And it's always that focus on this human-centric approach to running the world somehow, which is of course underpinned by a lot of religion as well, where it's like, oh, humans are like the crown of creation and all that kind of stuff. And I think this is really something that kind of it leads to so many things being not considered when you know, when people only think about themselves and they don't think about other beings, they're automatically not necessarily going to make the best decisions because they're not thinking that everything along. They're just kind of thinking too much and just along what, yeah, like a very narrow trail of thought. So I think that's
within a hierarchy with themselves on top.
exactly where it's always like, well, the main thing is that it's got to be like we got to have our status quo, we got to have our comfort, we got to have our you know, we're like the main we're in the center of our own care rather than looking at it in a big picture. So I think that's something that's really close to our hearts, like giving people this feeling of that we're not apart from nature, we're a part of nature, and everything is like has the same importance. We're not more important than an ant or or some algae or some. Actually, algae is probably more important because algae makes oxygen and we don't. So, you know, it's like
it's just like blobs of flesh walking around, taking up the whole space and everything.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's a challenging concept for a lot of people to get behind, like this idea of getting rid of that hierarchy. But then I think hierarchies is like a bigger topic within human society as well, right? So I mean, like I grew up relatively, like I grew up with a lot of anarchist ideas, it's just like hierarchies are so odd to me anyway within human society, and then also within that thought of like a bigger planetary picture, that I think breaking down hierarchies, it's like we have to break down the patriarchy, we have to break down all of these concepts that are just built around suppressing others. And yeah,
I agree so much.
Well spoken.
thanks.
I agree so much with this. I'm like, my hands are doing one of these in the background. You can't see it, but I'm doing it. But I agree with it. It definitely. So with and I'm gonna switch the topic a little bit. So when you back in the Hollywood '90s days, how do you compare that to now? Like because you know you took a break. What's going on with between back then and now? Like what do you see the difference?
I think we're probably more aware of what we want with our art. I think back in the 90s, I mean, we were 18 and we wanted to be rock stars, and we weren't really interested in the lifestyle in the sense of like we didn't want to have like fast cars and like do drugs all the time and be filthy rich, but we just kind of wanted to be really successful musicians and, you know, do world tours. And well, okay, maybe a fast car wouldn't have been bad. I mean, so, but and I think we were passionate about our art. It wasn't the center of what we really valued, but I don't think we really knew how we wanted to use it to make the world a better place. Like it was very much, I think we were a lot more self-centered, just kind of like we're making this art and we want everyone to see how great it is because in our opinion it's really great. So I think that's the main change. Now we kind of like, what kind of value can we bring to people? Like, how can we make people feel good? How can we contribute to this this change we need to see in society? And back then it was way more of a gut feeling. We had songs about mental health. We had songs about nature. It was all there, but it was way less focused. And then there were a lot of like songs that had nothing to do with it because it was just about
whatever else we thought
whatever
was cool.
else was cool.
Yeah, I think what's interesting is that we had the song that we wrote in 1996, I think, The Age of Fish, which was, I think, the song we were most proud of, probably. I think it was like our favorite song back then, and that was actually an ode to evolution, and that is exactly about that idea of that all life comes out of the water and we're all related, and all life on land is derived from this, well, one fish that came out of the water a long ago. Like, so we had the song back then that meant so much to us. But exactly, it was just like one song in very many, and the big difference now is that we really took this message and put it in the center of our art. Yeah.
I love that. I love that you had like this change of like basically maturing, basically saying I want to make a difference in music instead of like I'm doing this for me. I think that is the coolest, most punk rock thing I've heard. Like that's so cool. Like that is like so like you're like fuck the fast cars. I want to fucking help. Like I want to do
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool. I love that. That is the coolest thing I've heard. Like it makes me like you like a lot more. Like this appreciate the music and everything because it's so interesting. Because a lot of people just want to be like, I want to get fucked up. I want to fuck things up. I want to fuck people. And turn. It's like
sure.
I like that. I like that you guys were like, nah, we're just gonna make things better and we're gonna educate, but not shove it down your throat, but do it in a really cool, artistic way. I mean, I can't emphasize how, like, if you guys were to come to America, I don't know why, but if you guys were to come back, I'm pretty sure people are gonna have like a cult like following. I mean, gonna be like right behind, like. Well, it's going.
Cool. Well, we would have an idol for them already because we've got Sniffles, of course, our little pink bunny, and we're trying to start a cult right now with her because
Sniffles is starting.
Sniffles is trying to start a cult.
Start her own cult.
She's starting to ask people to bring carrots to the gigs and throw them on stage.
I will.
And it has happened already.
It has happened.
And we're kind of worried about when we're then headlining Glastonbury and we're going to be pelted with like thousands of carrots. But for now, it's just the single carrots, so it's all right for now. But yeah, she's doing her best to start her little Sniffles cult.
What? Sniffles is a star. But you know what? I love her and I will throw all the carrots I can from here. I will throw so cool.
Yeah, and then in the 90s, we could have hidden behind our amps, once the carrots start raining down on us, we could have. But nowadays, you just have a little stomp box, you just have a little preamp, and everything goes DI. So we've got nothing to hide behind.
Yeah, you can't hide behind a fucking like stomp box or like a DI box. You're just gonna be like,
exactly. But then the energy that I see just from the videos, I feel it. I'm like, this is fucking rad. Like it's like if I was live, I'd be like, we're dancing. I don't give a shit. But just before we end this, I don't want to take up too much of your time. What do you want to promote? Tell me everything you want to promote. Anything you want, a message you want to send. Go for it. Stage is yours.
Right. So yeah, we're very, very proud of this upcoming album. It's the first one that we also mixed and mastered ourselves. Or I should say Sunny mixed and mastered it because I did very little on that. I was like the co-producer, giving my opinion sometimes.
Always saying it's already good enough. And I'm like, no, it needs to be better. And then he's like, no, it's good enough. And I'm like, no, it needs to be better.
So yeah,
I get it.
We're insanely proud of that. We think it's a cool album. I think what's really important to us is that even though we're kind of wary of the whole modern music business, we still have the goal to get our music to as many people as possible. One of the things that we love about the new technology is that it's possible to get music to people without them having to pay for it. I mean, we have day jobs that we think are important and that we like doing. So we don't rely on our music to pay the bills. What we do is that we want to give our music away to the people who need it, and we love it when people pay for it because we think it has value. But the main thing is to get the message out.
Because we think the message can help.
Yes, exactly. So I think that's our main thing. Like if we want people to listen to this album because we think it will make them feel better and like it will make them maybe see some stuff in different ways, and it will broaden their horizon, and they're going to rock out to it because it's musically it's a good rock record. But definitely get the album. It's not on Spotify because we left Spotify because of the whole military drone thing. That was like the last straw, because the Spotify CEO is heavily invested in that kind of military technology, and all the AI music and all the crap. We're still on other streaming platforms, but we want to promote our website. We have our own website, and we're actually hosting all of our music for free on there, so people can go on there and download our stuff. And then we're on Bandcamp as well. So I think that's like, even though we're not on the biggest streaming platform, which for a lot of people is like, oh, but I have all my playlists on Spotify. And it's like, well, but
Sorry.
sorry, we don't want to support that, but we do want to encourage people to go and check out the music on our website. The album is only going to be out probably somewhere in August, but there will be at least one, probably a couple more, like listening parties on Bandcamp, where then like the album will be downloadable for like one day, and then we'll take it off again, and then like so there'll be like little things like that happening. So if people follow along with our socials on Instagram especially, we'll be at the Lurxx. We'll be announcing stuff there. But yeah, the main message is really we've got a great album coming out. All killers, no fillers, 10 great songs.
And we hope that it'll just give people the positive energy that we all need to keep going in these difficult times, and yeah, face up to the shit with positivity.
Exactly. Positive fighting spirit.
That's it.
Keep fighting.
And I love that you're making the place, the world a better place with your music. And I love that there was no, like you said, no AI, no fucking voice changing bullshit.
Yeah, no,
nothing. It's all natural.
It's all human.
All human, all hand.
Actually, that's really an interesting point with the no autotune and no pitch correction, because we did this little live stream thing a little while back, where it was like a YouTube live stream, and they're also going to release that as a little live album through the little thing that they have. And after we were done with it, they were like, "Oh yeah, it won't take very long until it's done. We always send all the vocals off for tuning, and then that's pretty." And we were like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! What? No!
Stop right here!
Stop right here!
No,
please don't do that with our vocals, because we never fuck with the vocals. It's got to be human. It's got to be 100% human. I think it's as a vocalist, I think it's ridiculous to use pitch correction, autotune. Like, either you sing it the way you sing it, and it's just like, try autotune Joe Strummer. Try autotune, like Eddie Vedder or Lane Staley. I mean, it's just like all the great. It just doesn't work. Like, it's got to be you coming out, not some robo voice. So yeah, that's really important to us, that it's really 100% human. There's no weird black AI magic in there. It's what you hear is what you get.
That's what I love. It's very you. It's just natural. That's what I love. Yeah. And that's the word of the day. And thank you for doing this interview. I'm so excited. You're the first one. Thank you so much. I love you.
Thank you so much for having us. It was awesome.
And yes, I'm now a follower of Sniffles. So we'll start our meeting soon. Have a good time. Have a good night. And thank you. I love the music.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.